everybody. I'm Rick Randall, and this is Rock and Roll High School.
Which, by the way, I think Rick Randall, the coolest name ever for a character. That's just awesome. And Rock and Roll High School, I'd also noticed that that's getting ready to get a re-release on DVD, like really soon, if it's not already. There's another company that's doing like a really nice 2-disc or 3-disc edition of it. So
yeah,
we just
Shout Factory, and finally it'll be out on Blu-ray too. And Shout Factory, I think they acquired, I don't know, the whole or at least part of Roger Corman's library. And thank goodness, because of all the films, Rock and Roll High School is the one that I get asked the most about where can they get it. Because even fans in Europe, which I don't think they're putting it out for an international release, but and I guess they have different systems over there, but. Which I knew it was for VHS, but I guess for DVDs too, it has to be the European system. But I get asked all the time, especially German fans, Swiss fans, Italian fans, where to get Rock and Roll High School. So it's a much beloved movie, and probably because of the soundtrack, you know, it sells a lot over there. But yeah, they're finally putting it out, another version. This one is, you know, sadly, you know, dedicated to Joey, Johnny, and Dee Dee. There's just Marky left, but there's some nice bonus features on there. Vince Van Patten and Day Young and I sat around my kids, actually, where my kids went to high school, Calabasas High School, and we did a little filming and, you know, talking together of going down memory lane. And you know, I brought my little Ramones lunchbox and and my jacket that I wear in the opening scene. And we talked about, you know, the reflections of it, so that's a nice bonus addition. Clint Howard and I and Alan Arkish, the director, we sat and actually watched the whole movie and did the audio commentary, which, you know, I don't know, I find that sometimes to be boring, but believe me, it'll be more fun with us doing, especially Clint. He's very funny. And then some, I guess there's some on-camera interviews, too. So there's a lot of good bonus materials, which has never really been available before, I don't think, for that movie. I know there's been a gazillion ones done for Halloween. Carrie, I don't think so, but Rock and Roll High School, yes. And it's going to, you know, just be great to have it on a new DVD set. And I think the soundtrack comes with it, too, or something, which was great for that time. Alice Cooper and Paul McCartney and all the people that they got, that would be no way to get that today.
Kate Gosselin on Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, yeah. See, I never watched that Kate plus 8 or whatever it was called, but yeah.
I never saw it either.
Yeah, she did her best. Yeah, she did. I think everybody, once they get on there and realize how hard it is, the beauty of it is the real, you know, the dancers when they dance with each other instead of the celebrities. Oh, my gosh, they're so fantastic. That's great. I'm so happy for dancers that they get the opportunity to have that show to do the job that they do, because before that, only Michael Jackson was hiring. If there were shows anywhere, but they get to be on TV and really show their stuff, and it is not easy to do what they're doing. That takes dancing their whole lives, and you can see that most of them started when they were like 8, so that's what it takes.
Is there any role that you haven't played that you really would like to play?
That's a good question, and gosh, so many roles because of, you know, the age I am now and the fact that, you know, I'd love to do a movie about, you know, somebody in my situation of that obviously, you know, well-loved when she was younger in all these movies, but life goes on and you become older and you know, have a couple of kids and, you know, there's hardships involved in raising kids, and what, you know, a really kind of deep role like that of what, you know, what life is really like, you know, which is something that I hope to shed light on in my book, but a part that is closer to who I am as a person that I could really sink my teeth into, and I think, you know, that a lot of people, a lot of women could relate to, because there just aren't those kind of roles out there. So that's something I would like to play, and really anything else. I mean, I got to play a lot of, like I said, young, scared victim types, but not really. I mean, teenagers up to that point, or whatever, or Riff Randall, or bouncing around. But to be in a more serious mode would be nice, and something maybe even international, or to speak Spanish in a role, because I speak fluent Spanish. My French is okay, but I probably could do something. But I'd love to work in Europe, and I'd love to do something with more of an international flavor to it too. So.
Yeah, when you talk about the films for being, getting older, and there are those of us in our 40s who want to see films like that, and there's just really not an abundance of them. There's really not. And there are things that we want to see, there are things we've experienced, and
or the women that are, in their 40s and 50s, they've had so much plastic surgery that you go, okay, well, that's not relatable to me, So it'd be nice if Hollywood and even the independent filmmakers, although they tend to have more of the younger kids, and yet they will, use people like us for cameos, but just to kind of brighten the movie. But it's nice. It would be nice if, and I expect it will happen at some point. You don't have to be the producer's wife or so-and-so's wife or, the sister of or whatever. Hopefully, there'll be more women making movies about, women as they get older, because it's still not an easy thing in Hollywood to get old.
Yeah.
Well, I used to wear that hat anyway. That was what I wore, especially when I had first come out to L.A. because it was so sunny out here compared to New York, which was so gray. But at the original audition, I had it, and when Brian De Palma said, to come back to the next audition, he said, and bring that hat. And I went, oh, okay. So the next time I went, I brought the hat, and then when I found out I had the part, he said, and bring the hat. So I think he had in mind for me to wear it, but it kind of worked out because I got to be more of a tomboy, and I didn't have to really compete because all the girls were just so gorgeous, and yet I had this look with the red baseball hat, and it was really funny. And when I put on the prom dress, I came out to the set, and Brian looked at me and said, where's your hat? And I went, you want me to wear the hat with my prom dress? And he said, yes. So I have to give him credit, but it worked out great for me, and it really was a great touch. I did put it on the hairdryer. There was a scene where I'm with Edie McClurg, and we're both under hair dryers, and I thought, I'm going to make Brian happy, and I'll put the hat on top of the hairdryer. So that was kind of funny. Everybody remembers the hat, but it disintegrated from so much wear and washing it so many times. It was only made of felt, but everybody always asks me, do you still have that red baseball hat? And I have to say no, it died.
Aww.
Fell apart in my hand.